station inside Red Terran player from AT Gaming. It's uThermal. Narrowly missed making it to the Season 1 finals of WCS, losing 1-2 to Azigua in the round of 32. A long time ago now, that was back at the end of February, or 20th of February or so. Or just, it was, I think it was like the week before the end of February. Don't ask me why I know that. It was, well, I was going away on the weekend after, and that's why I know. But yeah, so, cool stuff, cool stuff. uThermal been playing pretty well. He's the ladder hero of the month. If you guys were watching on Base Trade TV yesterday, took down Hearthstone and Marine Lord to be crowned ladder hero of the month, ahead of Target as well, and other players who play in the ladder heroes thing. So that's pretty cool. Good on Mark. Good old man Mark, being a ladder hero. Probably used a ton of Hellbats. We know how it is. Let's introduce our player to the south side of the map. Going for a pool first, he has a very safe opening from our blue liquid player, Snute, who of course has just come off of a WCS round of 8 performance. Of course, this match was played before WCS, but he played pretty well at that weekend. The weekend just gone, kind of choked a little bit against Bunny in the quarterfinals, I feel. But yeah, opening for pool first again. Very safe play here. Hatchery to follow up, and a couple of lings on the way, which probably won't achieve anything. If this was any other map than Varney, the lings probably would be able to do something because of the command center first. He probably would have been able to delay it a little bit or so. But with it being Varney Research Station, he's going to be able to wall up with his main ramp, and so the lings won't get anywhere near to this natural command center. And that's probably why we only see 2 being made, because he knows he's not going to achieve all too much with these as they start to head out across the map. Overlord sees absolutely everything here and will get behind the base, where it's going to be able to come in a little bit later on and try and get towards the second gas, have a bit of an idea about what's going on and how uThermal is going to be approaching the mid game in this TVZ. As moving across the map, this SCV just going to be looking for a little bit of scouting information, and first two lings turned around by a single marine at the top. And after the command center first, it's not like the command center first. We've actually seen a lot of CC first today, but they've mostly been in TVP, where it's very standard to follow up with the two barracks. Not so much in TVZ, because you still want to get the Hellions out for your early game map control and to be able to land your third command center in place at about the 9-minute mark or so. So we're just going to see a factory coming down now from uThermal and a reactor added on, as he's now going to start heading in towards that, what we would expect basically. He also drops down an engineering bay at the third base, but Snute actually on top of this shuts down an SCV quickly, and it's actually quite smart because he, I guess uThermal saw no gas, so he knows that this is kind of the time where Snute wants to take a third base, so that does actually deny that third base for just a little while there, so that's a very cool little reactionary thing we saw there. Just scouted no gas, said, right, well, you've got to take your third base pretty soon, so I'm just going to try and delay it a little bit, and it did work just by about 60 to 100 mils or so. The song, people asked what the song was, so I guess let's very quickly type it. I'll tell you the song after this game, because I don't want to tab out and type and stuff, so I'll tell you the song after this game. If you remind me as soon as we go into the next break, I'll type it out. uThermal here just sitting on the top of this ramp, and turns away them Zerglings once again. First Hellions hit the field, and we'll start to take the map control here. It's been a very uneventful first 6 minutes of the game. I hope Terran goes mech and Snute Swarm host, says Raginet. I probably mismurdered your name. Honestly, I really hope uThermal doesn't go for mech, because the last thing I want to do is sit here for a couple of hours on my own casting a mech versus Swarm host game. I think it's pretty much every caster's, especially every solo caster's, worst nightmare, Swarm host games. Sometimes they can be really cool and there's actually quite a lot to talk about, but when you get a turtle-y Swarm host game, it's really bad. Snute's starting to push his creep out towards this third base and onwards, as uThermal third command center just morphing into an orbital now. Double engineering bay on the way. Very greedy build, pretty much as greedy as you can get. Just a very standard 3cc, double engineering bay on the way down, adding on his extra barracks now as well. And just going to land his third command center in position as well. These early Hellions are going to be are going to be completely good, are going to be fantastic at just fending off any Zerglings which might try and deny that third command center. And of course he knows it was a very late gas from Snute, so he knows there's probably no speed, so he knows there's probably not going to be a big swell of Zerglings anytime soon really contesting that. So landing this third command center in place nice and early, we'll start the mule there, will allow his main and natural to survive a little bit longer than usual, and will mean he doesn't have to rush towards the fourth base quite as quickly as these Hellions. Just controlling the map for now, just clean out wherever they can. There's nothing on the map really for Snute. Past the halfway mark on the map, on the top half of the map, there's only these two overlords, which haven't really moved forward either. What's he seen? I guess he may have seen, he probably saw this command center floating over there, so he knows exactly what his opponent's doing. So he's got no real intention of sacrificing those overlords because he's got nothing to gain, and just has his upgrades on the way. So both players going into 1-1 right now. And it looks as though we're finally going to get a macro game in this series. No all-ins from either player, no cheeses. Burrow on the way very quickly for Snute, so deciding to invest into this. We'll see how this goes. I mean, it's almost definitely going to be 4 burrowed banelings, and we'll see if you can get any damage done with those, because it is a little bit of an investment here. I guess not the largest of investments, but it is a little bit of an investment, so we'll see if it pays off for him. Pneumatized Carapace coming up right now as well. The Lair's about to finish, and that means the Spire is going to be coming down very shortly, as well as that centrifugal hooks for the speed on the banelings. Both going to be very important things that to come up in the production tab fairly soon, just to make sure that he stays safe and continues on with this macro-based game in pretty standard fashion. And there's the centrifugal hooks already starting, and there's our Spire coming down. So just heading into what is again very standard mid game here for the Zerg in the ZVT. Again, very passive from both players. Snoot's not really the guy who really wants to force the issue. If he's going to be allowed to macro up, he's just going to be like, sure, I'll take that. So uThermal is kind of been the dictator of this game. I don't think he's lost anything just yet, so just lost one SCV or something at some point, and cancelled the engineering bay early on. So very slow game so far, as these Hellions will be able to morph into Hellbats and help out in the attack when the attack does come. First medevacs are just now on the way, so as these first medevacs come out, it's going to be quite important for uThermal to move forwards a little bit. Sorry, he's actually got 2 medevacs already out, so I was going to say, like, 11 minutes first medevacs is actually quite late. Snute has a good idea that these are coming though, and he has units in position, and deciding to try and drop is actually a very interesting move from uThermal, because by trying to drop, he doesn't deny this creep, and that means that this creep will continue to push forwards. And as the creep continues to push forwards, it's going to allow him to, he really needs to kind of find a way to stop this. But now he comes over here, and it looks as though he will start to scan, clean this up, already splitting his units and shutting down a couple of these tumors, and he might find those burrowed banelings in this scan as well. Snute not finding an opportunity to put those down. The scan doesn't reveal the banelings, but it will clean up this creep at the front, which is important. He needs to start pushing this back so that he can push throughout the game. And I think Snute will probably keep these banelings for a little while longer, wait for a larger army to start moving forwards. Oh! He blows one of them up and that actually completely reveals the strategy here from Snute. He will just move those away, and that's actually kind of cute. We'll force at least one more scan here from uThermal to clean those up, as this Zergling burrows on the tower so it doesn't get killed, and Medevac is going to continue moving over towards this natural, where Snute is prepared and waiting for his opponent. Second factory on the way, as 2-2 upgrades are coming up for both players as well. And again, just both of these guys right now just continuing on, adding on whatever they need to get into the macro game nice and safely. As do we still not see Mutalisks on the map? No, so first Muta's just on the way now, and that'll help to clean up these drops and turn them around a little bit. As uThermal just going to take this watchtower. Zergling burrowed here, we'll see these units. Snute has a hell of a lot of Ling Bane, but doesn't really want to move forwards. He held back splashdown, which actually hits one of these burrowed Banes. And that's uThermal. Look at this. He's just pre-split. Like, he's just so heavily pre-split right now. Just so that when he does move forward, one single set of burrowed Banes isn't going to destroy his army. Double drop coming along the right hand side again with a Hellbat in it as well, which I think is a bit of a mistake for him to pick up. And Zergling's going to try and come in from behind and shut down some reinforcements. And it's going to force uThermal back at least a little bit here, as he needs to be able to deal with this. And in fact, he's going to pull back absolutely everything. But he does have 3 medevacs here now, and he's going to come into the natural with this. The Mutalisks are nearby, but they're not quite in position. The first Baneling comes in, and there's a lot of units here, so he's going to be able to stem. He's going to be able to do quite a lot of damage, and Snute is going to lose 1 Mutalisk at least here as well, as these drones being pulled away. And this is good damage done by uThermal. Back at the other side of the map, Snute not really doing too much damage himself, as this drop will finally get cleaned up. But Work has killed 10 for uThermal, 4 for Snute throughout the entirety of the game, and it also creates an opportunity for uThermal to move forwards, pick off some Burrowed Banes, but most importantly another scan should come down, and he's going to try and most likely try and clean up some more of this creep, unless he's really just going to push for the 4th base. No, just wants to clear up creep and continue to kind of keep Snute back and allow his own ability to just kind of boost his own ability to push forwards here. Snute going to take an engagement though, run forwards with everything. No mines in this army, so not much to be afraid of as these Banelings run past the 4 and the Hellbat there, and will go to try and connect with the Marines in the back. But as he goes off creep, the things are not going to go as well for him as they were initially. And at the same time though, he does do enough to force uThermal back. And uThermal heading back now, 3-3 on the way for him, and may not want to really force another engagement until that 3-3 kicks in now. Maybe just stay aggressive and keep trying to push back creep, but not really commit to a full-on fight until he gets those extra upgrades finishing up and that upgrade advantage in the game. Only 7 Mutalisks from Snute. He's playing a very interesting style here where he's not relying on a heavy Mutalisk count. He's relying on just a lot of Ling Bane, and I assume that's kind of some sort of response to the lack of Widow Mines in the composition for uThermal, because the lack of Widow Mines means I guess he doesn't need the Mutas to kind of snipe them off so much. We still have drops to deal with, of course. Yeah, I guess kind of interesting, the kind of, choosing to go for less Mutas than usual. And again, I can only really think it's because of the lack of Widow Mines, as a Muta does go down here to this drop. 5 more Mutas being added on. Maybe it's just because he felt he needed a lot of Ling Bane to defend earlier. It's kind of hard to get into the minds of these guys, so I'm sure Snute has good reason for only having such a low number of Mutalisks. Another double drop, loaded up and going along this right hand side, but will be spotted by an Overlord on the gold base once again, and Ling Bane is very close by to react to this. Not sure where the Mutalisks are, as he unloads here. He's going to try and pick off a couple of Banes, and this is actually a pretty inefficient trade for Snute, losing a lot of Banes here and burrowing a couple as well. But this has been really nice for uThermal. A good trade actually here in the middle of the map. And Scan coming down, just checking for Burrowed Banes, as he will actually move towards this gold base now, which he's going to be able to pick off without too much of an issue. So he's going to try and defend it though, actually. So he's going to come in here and see if he can make this defense happen. I still think it's going to be kind of hard to run into this kind of pre-split Terran. The creep isn't, it's not like uThermal is invading onto creep here, so it's not going to be the best position for Snute to attack into. Another scan coming down, not sure where, maybe just checking for the hive? No, I've actually got no idea where that scan is. Oh, okay, sorry, he's just cleaning up, he's cleaning up his 4th base. That makes sense, as uThermal actually going to come in from a couple of angles here. This is a bit of a weird fight, as Snute is kind of caught by a kind of a 90-degree surround right now, and he's going to keep on being able to push this back. Again, it's a very kind of dangerous game he's playing here. Burrowed Banes all over the place. Not many Mutalisks, just a lot of Ling Bane. But he is now behind an upgrade. It's those 3-3 upgrades finishing for uThermal as he starts to take his 4th command center as well right now. So 4th command center on the way up. A lot of Lings moving over to the right hand side of the map, and looks as though Snoot's going to change direction once again. Picks off a Marine on the watchtower as uThermal scans and starts to push back this creep, which Snute has done a great job of continuing to remake. One of the hardest things of being a good Zerg player is always remaking that creep whenever you lose it. So it's kind of a constant battle of cleaning creep and remaking creep. A lot of Burrowed Banelings here. Snoop begins to run forwards into this fight, but again, just doesn't quite have enough, and the scan is just missing those Burrowed Banes, so they're still around. This uThermal really going to walk on top of those. It's in a bit of an odd position. Gold base cancelled once again. And Snute maybe going to lose another queen here. These Marauders starting to work their way against this. Snute launching a large counterattack to the 4th base of our Terran. And he's still just got so many Zerglings, 150 Lings, only 28 Banes, as he thinks about moving in there for a moment or two. And just pull back right now. He has so much gas, so if he wanted to make more Banes he could, but he's actually starting to go into Swarm Host, and during Locust on the way. And uThermal, though, he's got such a big bank. Both of these guys, while they've been kind of constantly fighting, they haven't traded too much here, I guess, really. There's only been one really big fight in 20 minutes. But look how well uThermal's been trading, actually. 9,000 to 13,000 in the resources lost. Those upgrades will definitely be helping with this. And so many scans coming down right now, cleaning up Burrowed Banes, cleaning up a lot of the creep. And uThermal's continue to push forwards here. This could be a good fight for Snute as he's morphs in a lot more Banes. He starts to move forwards, connecting with some Marauders, though. Not the best way to start. There's a hive on the way. This is kind of the weakest Snute is going to be, because he's just invested so much into upgrades, into Locust, into the hive as well. Can uThermal make something happen here? As moving forwards, Snute is going to try and clear this out. uThermal with a lot of units up to the top side of the map as well. And all of a sudden, Snute's army has just completely disappeared. And uThermal is still the player with a big bank as he moves in towards this 4th base. The next set of bayonets aren't ready to go. And there's nothing here right now for Snute to be able to turn uThermal around with. The Lings are going to try and stream in, but they're going to trade very inefficiently. The Mutas as well. The 4th base falls. And these bayonets, they're going to finish up. But the army is so heavily pre-split already. He's going to struggle to connect with Marine.